How to deal with losing trades. Hi, it's Charlie giving you the weekend video. Hope you're very well. So I had a question come through this week on the channel here saying, how do you not let losses get to your head because it's really getting to me, from that person? Well, there is no substitute for experience. It's a bit like driving a car. You get better at it. You can pass your driving test, but you become a progressively, or most people progressively become a better driver as they accumulate more experience. And so in some aspects of trading, there is simply no substitute for experience. However, experience has to be coupled with application. And so I've met traders who have been trading 10, 15, 20 years who still struggle with mindset because they don't apply, uh, they don't work on their mindset. They're too obsessed with having a strategy. So you have to work on the mindset. It's part and parcel of it. Whereas most people spend most of their time looking for trades, looking for strategies or building strategies, and not enough time on that. But coming back to the question, how can you not let losses get to your head? Well, an old one which I cover off a lot is to try and desensitize it. There's two ways of desensitizing. One would be to downsize your positions. Some people don't realize that they're actually trading too big. So, and if you're feeling it when you have losing trades, it could be that you need to downsize your risk. So it may, I've come across this all the time, and I'll have people say, I'll ask them, say, how much do you risk? And they might say, oh, 2% or 3% or 4%. I had one who was risking 8% per trade and didn't realize that she was, massively over risking, and therefore placing a huge emphasis of importance on each individual trade. Now, you could maybe only be risking, let's say, risking 1% per trade, but still put a lot of magnitude and importance into each and every trade. So it could be that even 1% is too rich, which for a lot of people it is. I don't trade at 1% on my main accounts, so I trade less than that. So one thing is to look at your average risk per trade. How much are you risking? Could you downsize a little bit? And that may should desensitize your emotional responses to your trades. So that's one thing you can do. Another one is to keep telling yourself. A lot of self-talk is needed when it comes to trading. Keep reminding yourself, this next trade or this cluster of trades, if you're having losses, the question is about how do you not let losses get into your head? But if you have a few losses or whatever, just put it into context that this is just one or two or three trades in the next 100 trades you're going to be taking. So desensitize the outcome there. And do you seriously expect out of 100 trades to be right on 80 of them? If you do, you need to come over to into my trading room and ask all of my senior traders what their win rates are, and none of them will say it's 80%. So and these are guys who've been trading for, like I said, 10, 15, 20 years plus. So again, expect, if you know that you're going to be over the next 100 trades, expect 50 of them, let's say 50 of them, to be losses. For me, it will be more than 50 because of the type of trading that I do. I tend to have a lower win rate. So because I'm trying to hold on to my trades, I'm not trying to bank them. So plenty of my trades will go into profit and then roll back over. So, but I still have to deal with that, therefore. So, and I've got a lower win rate than that. So how do I deal with it? Same thing. It's just that it's indoctrinated into me now. So I know it's just this trade, this cluster of trades. They're just a cluster of trades in the next 1,000 trades I'm going to be taking, and I've been here before. And I think that is one of the big things. I've been here before, over and over and over again. And I think the more, like coming back to what I said at the beginning, the more experience that you accumulate, you get better at dealing with wins and on this subject, losses so you can then brush them aside, because I've been here before, I've traded out of losing trades in the past, and I'll do it again. Whereas someone who hasn't got that experience, or has never traded out of a cluster of losses before, i.e. losing trade, then they don't have that experience to draw upon to say, oh, I've done this before and I've actually done it before countless times. So it is tougher, but these are some of the things you can do. So downsize your positions. If you're putting too much importance on every individual trade smaller risk per trade. You can always build back up over time. So if you take this back down to, I don't know, for argument's sake, 0.5% risk per trade, fine. Get used to trading at 0.5% risk per trade. And once you're comfortable, if you're comfortable there, then you can then bring it up and bring it up to 0.6% per trade, and so on and so forth, and bring it back up to 1% if that's where you are right now. So that's one thing. Desensitize by putting it into the context of the fact that you're going to be taking thousands of trades over the years ahead. So why are you putting so much emphasis into losses? You have to just shrug them off and laugh at them. Remember, the market is the devil. The market is trying, if you always think of this as well and talk to yourself about this, the market is trying to make you quit. The market is trying to mess with your head. Don't let the market is sitting there laughing when he's having you like that, because if you allow those losses to get into your head, then what's going to happen going forwards? You're going to hesitate on future trades, maybe bank profits too soon. All of those things will happen. So we've got to keep reminding ourselves that the market is testing us all of the time, and it's testing everybody out there. The few can shrug it off. The masses end up quitting or continue to underperform, because then they make all of these sorts of mistakes on the back of that. So don't let the market will test you, but don't let him win. Not from a mindset perspective. Do not let him win. Laugh it off, shrug it off, do a lot of self-talk that like I've already said about this, and the fact that that's what the market's always trying to do. It's like a bucking bronco. It's trying to shake you off. The weaker minds will get shaken. Don't allow yourself to be. So, lots of self-talk in there. I do a lot of this in my trading community, in the trading room and all the training that I do. But don't allow the market to win in that regard. Hopefully, I've given you some food for thought this Saturday. Have a lovely weekend. I'll see you next week.